great overall game by our guys. Got off to a great start initially. Bryce Ensley scored 8 straight to get us going. But throughout the entire game, I thought we had really good control of it. Our game management by our guards were really good. But Ensley was a great force inside from us on both ends of the floor. Taking care of things on the offensive end, and then being asked to guard on the perimeter when Green Bay went small. But overall, very encouraged by our guys and their performance and how hard they worked. We got back to how we wanted to defend on the defensive end, holding a very good, potent offensive team, to 58 points. When they were coming in averaging around 75 a game in the Horizon League. So happy with our performance, and thanks to this guy, we're able to sit here and be happy on a Friday night. Well, I think it's just work. When we come into practice, I think you could probably go before Christmas when some things that we talked about he needed to do, and he took ownership and accountability for where he wanted to go and where this team wanted to go, and all I attribute that to is just the work that he's put in. You see he's stepping out, shooting threes, and comfortably shooting them. But all the work that he's put in, we're going to him a little bit more, even in roll and play stuff. We're doing stuff for him there in the post. He's getting more and more comfortable in there. And our guys are believing even more in him.
Yeah, I'd say so. First year and even beginning of this year, everything was really sped up, I guess, and just kind of slowing the game out and letting it come to you and not really forcing things is what I've kind of learned this year, really, and being just confident and having teammates just back you up with what you do and every decision you make is just the key for, I think my whole game just needs to improve. From free throws, yes, of course, because I'm not a very good free throw shooter from the numbers. I know I can knock them down. It's just get in the line, have confidence, and knock them down. 3-point shooting, being confident, shooting every shot with great confidence, just make sure I could hit them, and even just post-ups. Because right now I think I average a little over 2 turnovers, and that needs to cut down. That shouldn't be happening with me being in the post a lot.
Well, we can always get better, but we want to go to our guys in the post a lot just because it'll open up things for our perimeter. You want to try to get some easy buckets early. And when you have those two guys, Brett and Bryce, really commanding, whether it's double teams or trying to get those single coverages in the post with the matchups that we have, then it gives you great confidence as a coach that you can go to them all the time. And if you want to get a bucket, and know that you can go to them. But also it just opens up things for our guards, to be able to get some really good looks. The thing that they started doing, at least with even Brett sometimes a little bit more, was double team them. So he might have had only 4 shot attempts, but you look at the kickouts that he has out of the double teams that lead to other baskets for our his teammates. Well, I think we were in our gaps a little bit better than we had been, and they were trying to force the issue by whether it's splitting 2 on a drive, and we got our hands in there a lot. We had 3 blocks. I think 2 were kept in bounds, or we had 6 total, but I think 3 or 4 were kept in bounds. So those, I think, become steals after that or turnovers for Green Bay. But I just think our activity, being where we want it to be defensively, it's hard to actually be in your gaps in motion because there's a lot when Green Bay runs motion, because there's a lot of movement, a lot of cutting. So to be in our gaps the way we were, I thought it was really good to force those turnovers. And again, they were trying to force the issues in splitting those gaps too, and we were able to get some steals and force some turnovers that way. I think the only difference was our middle of that between the 2 games, if you want to contrast the two games. We started out great against Green Bay up there. We were up 13 at one point, and then we had, we were only up by 1 at halftime. And then they went on a run to start. So the middle part was the difference where we came out in the second half. We were on a 12-2 run. That I think that really, made the difference in this game. So that was the difference between the 2 games, really.
I don't know. I try every night, every game to come out strong and just be the best player I can be, help my teammates get involved, and they give me confidence. I give them confidence. It's just vice versa with that. And